Sup peeps, my name's Ian. I like books, I sell books, and welcome to Reseller Recharge Recap. Let's call it that. Today I got the new car because I've had some nightmares with the motors, and it's electric, so I'm having to come and get it charged up. So 40 minutes I could read a book, I could use the spare phone to just like look at YouTube videos, or I could just give you a bit of a sales recap, tell you what's been selling on Vinted over the last few days. So I'm just going to run through as many as I can, and then hopefully get up the road, get this all edited together, and yeah, it's a bonus video. It's not one I was planning on making, but it's what we've got. So I'll start from the top of my list on Vinted, and I'll just run through as many as I can in the time or the battery charge I've got available. And yeah, tell me what you think. Is this of interest? Who knows? I say most of the Vinted sales are pretty bread and butter. There's nothing spectacular within it, but I'm hoping it just gives everybody an idea of what can sell if you can get access to the stock, and yeah, take it from there. Anyway, I'm sitting in Arnold Clark because that's where the closest high power charger is. So yeah, we're using it. Right, let's start. I'm just going to start with what has gone out so far today, work my way back in time, and I'll try and get this edited so that somewhere up here you'll be able to see all the books that have gone out, because obviously I don't have them with me in the car here to show you. First up, we have It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, hardcover edition, and that sold for £1.70. Then we have a bundle of two. I think it's a couple of Danielle Steele books. Yes, it is In His Father's Footsteps and Country, both by Danielle Steele, and the two of them sold together for £1.40. The Second Worst Restaurant in France by Alexander McCall Smith, paperback. I've had a stack of Smith's books, number one Ladies Detective Agency, he wrote them. I've had them sitting for, it feels like years. They never really sold on eBay. Came across them. Let's say I've got thousands of books that I've taken down from eBay that I've been buying and haven't listed yet. Came across them earlier today. Started listing them this evening, and that's the first one sold already. So The Second Worst Restaurant in France by Alexander McCall Smith, and it sold for £1. The Judas Gate by Jack Higgins, listed that at the same time as the McCall Smith books. Paperback again, and it sold for £1. See, not big sales, but they all add up. That's the important thing. Still on today, a bundle of 10. What have we got? Oh, it's James Patterson, a James Patterson bundle somebody's bought. We've got The Russian, The Thomas Berryman Number, Jailhouse Lawyer, Kill Alex Cross, NYPD Red 2. Oh, Kill Alex Cross and NYPD Red 2 are both hardcovers, as is The Perfect Assassin, 10th Anniversary, and then we're on to some paperbacks. So The Inn, 22 Seconds, and Liar Liar. So a big bundle of James Patterson books, 10 of them in total, and they sold for £10. Trapped by Anna Smith, paperback, £1. Another bundle, 5 books this time, and they are Last Christmas by Julia Williams, an itchy lip. The Last Party by Claire McIntosh, A Golden Cornish Summer by Philippa Ashley, Oversharing by Jane Fallon, and A Merry Little Christmas by Debbie McComber. So there you go, 5 paperbacks, cheap for me to buy, 25 pence each, cost me £1.25. That'll be 15 pence in packing, so about £1.40, and they sold for £4. So that's a nice wee return. A bundle of 11 next. 11 books. What do we got? The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman, nice wee hardcover. The Rescuers Down Under, so that's one of the Disney Treasury books. It was a wee hardcover. Alex Rider, Archangel, that's Anthony Horowitz, paperback. Gone by Michael Grant, another paperback. One of Us Is Lying by Karen McManus, another paperback. I'm just going to assume they're all paperbacks unless I say otherwise, you know what I mean. Young Sherlock Holmes, Black Ice by Andrew Lane. Another Young Sherlock Holmes, Firestorm, still by Andrew Lane. Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters, Rick Riordan. The Casual Vacancy, that's Rowling. Grandpa Christmas, one of my kids' books, and a copy of The Hobbit by Mr. Tolkien. And that lot sold for £12.75. So 11 books for £12.75. Colleen Hoover, another Colleen Hoover. This time It Ends With Us, and it's the paperback edition of that. That went for £1. Choose Your Own Adventure, 2-book bundle. These ones are a little bit more interesting. I think they're from the 80s. You'll be able to see them round about here, you know. The Phantom Submarine and Mountain Survival. Again, had them sitting for ages. They've been on eBay, they've been here, there and everywhere. Just stuck them off in Vinted and they've sold for £5, which is a bargain. It is a deal. There's no doubt about that. Somebody sent me a message with that one as well. When can you post? If you can post today, I can buy them. Well, they go out tomorrow. Pretty Boy by Roy Shaw, paperback, £1. I'm just making sure we're still on today. Yes, that was 9 hours ago. Star Trek Dark Passions. It's got 7 of 9 in the front of it, so you can guess what that's about if you want. That's by Susan Wright. It's a paperback and it sold for £5. So you can sell reasonably high value. It's a £5, man. It's not a high value book, but you know what I mean. Not everything goes for £1. The Trading Game by Gary Stevenson, hardcover, £3. A wee bundle of 5. This will be 5 kids' books. Let's see what they are. Wake Up Time on Bumble Farm, paperback. The Love in My Heart, paperback. That's Not My Monster. That's Not My Fairy. That's Not My Teddy. Those do surprisingly well. And the 5 of them sold for £5. £1 a book. That's what I do. 4 wee Spiderwick Chronicles books. So they're the books, but they're like in a really small paperback format. I just bundled them together because it's books like 1, 2, 3 and 5. Frustrating, but the way it is. And they sold for £2. Got a fluff in my mouth now. I'm not doing very well here. I didn't even get rid of it there. Yeah, it's gone now. Kipper's Christmas Eve, another kids' book, sold for £1. I've got a bundle of 8, which Girl A, so it's just a paperback. Abigail Dean, I think that's by. The Guest List by Lucy Foley. The Beekeeper of Aleppo, Christy Lefteri. Belgravia by Julian Fellows. American Assassin, Vince Flynn. The Unlikely Pilgrimage of Harold Fry. We Need to Talk About Kevin. And Brooklyn by Colm Tobin. And the 8 of those, that was an offer somebody made, £6.80. So there we go. £2 worth of books, 20p a packaging, £4 profit. Yeah, I'll take that. His Dark Materials trilogy by Philip Pullman. So that's a 3-book bundle. £3. They weren't in the best condition, these ones, so I just put them up for £3. Normally I'd try and get like a £5 for those, but £3 just to get them moving. Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton, £1 for a paperback. The Long Winter by Laura Ingalls Wilder, who wrote The Little House on the Prairie, and I think that's one of the Little House on the Prairie books, part of the series. Sold for £1. See Inside, How Things Work. These are Usborne books, lift the flap books. They're big format, these ones, but all the Usborne lift the flaps, touchy-feely, that includes the That's Not My Teddy series. They all seem to sell really, really well. £1.50 for that one, for a kid's book. A bundle of 3 next, which was The Last Wolf, kids book, and then 2 Jacqueline Wilson books, Best Friends and The Suitcase Kid, £3 for 3 of those. A bundle of 5. I think this is more kids books. Well, nearly all kids books. Noughts and Crosses, that's kind of young adult, isn't it? By Mallory Blackman. Stories of the Occult by Jamie King. Don't think that's a kid's book. Hide Me Kipper. Hide Me Kipper. Hide Me Kipper. Phrase that however you like and take what it means as however you like. Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And another of the Usborne books, See Inside Your Body. And the 5 of those went for £5.75. Right, oh, this one was quite an interesting one. And another one that I've had for a while, Goosebumps, R.L. Stein, and it's the Fright Light edition. So as you'll be able to see, it's a book in a box with a light attached to it. Now I did say in the listing I have got no idea if the light works. There was a wee bit of corrosion in the battery compartment and I haven't tested it. I just put it up and listed it, and that sold for £15. So that was a nice wee single book sale. Mary Barton by Elizabeth Gaskell, £1. It was a paperback. The Hunger Games, shiny gold cover, isn't it sparkly, by Suzanne Collins, and that sold for £1.50. Wartime Blues for the Harper Girls, Rosie Clark, another paperback, £1. I'm thinking we're into yesterday by now. Let's just click on that one and see what it comes up with. And this is where the signal just drops and dies and it doesn't tell me anything at all. The 14th, yeah, so we're back just clipping into yesterday now. That's Not My Santa, another of the That's Not My series, and that sold for £1. A bundle of 4, I think this is all Paulo Coelho. By the River Piedra, I Sat Down and Wept. The Valkyries, Manual of the Warrior of Light, and The Pilgrimage, all by Paulo Coelho, and they sold for £4.25. Uhtred's Feast Cookbook by Bernard Cornwell, £2. Nice wee hardcover. A bundle of 12. What have we got on these ones? 101 Dalmatians, Hercules, Toy Story, Santa's Beard, My First Book of Garden Birds. They do really well as well, all the My First Book series. You'll see what one I'm talking about up there and know that keep an eye out for them. The Hunchback of Notre Dame, Peter Rabbit, A Christmas Wish, The Singing Mermaid, there's a Donaldson, Peekaboo Santa, Little Baby's Playtime, That's Not My Robin, Oh Dear. So that bundle of 12 sold for 12 quids. The Day Watch, I can't pronounce his name, but Night Watch, Day Watch, Last Watch, Vampires in Russia, paperback, £1.25. Sergei Lucian, nah, I'm butchering it. Which takes us on to the Pick Q Company, the cookbook, nice big hardcover cookbook, £1.50. I'd list again a big pile of cookery books that I've had sitting for a wee while, and yesterday I finally got around to listing a load of them, and one of them sold, so that was quite nice. Signed by Colin Montgomery, The Real Monty. So a nice wee signed inscribed copy of that, £8 for a signed book. A bundle of two Coco Melon books. Was it 1, 2, 3, and what's the other one? Wheels on the Bus. So some pretty highbrow literature going on there, and the two of them went for £2. Winners by Danielle Steele, £1. The Butterfly Isles by Patrick Barkham, £1.50. Bundle of 5. These are kids' books again. So the kids' books, yeah, people are selling them in huge bundles for pennies. To me, that's a sourcing opportunity, not competition. I sell dozens of kids' books, as you'll be hearing, for, anything up to £1 each, sometimes a wee bit more. And they're so quick and easy to list, they just go. In this case, somebody has bought Hugless Duckless, Rocket Mole, There's a Hole in My Bagpipes, Wee Hamish, Scaredy Bat, Bamboo, What Will We Do? And the 5 of them went for £4.50. So 90p a book when I pay about 10p a book for kids' books. Another bundle of 12. Some proper big bundles going on. We've got some Connor Golden and we've got some Simon Scarrow. So Connor Golden, Stormbird. Scarrow is The Gladiator, Sword and Scimitar. Then we're back to Connor Golden, The Gates of Athens and Darien, and Conqueror. And then over to Simon Scarrow to take us through at the end. We've got The Gladiator, Britannia, The Fields of Death, Praetorian, Blackout, and Death to the Emperor. And the 12 of those sold for £15.25. Macbeth, not by Shakespeare, but by Fiona Watson, a wee history book, and it sold for £2. Cross My Heart by James Patterson, paperback, £1. A bundle of 8 for, guess how much? I sell most things for like £1 a book. So guess how much a bundle of 8 sold for? Yep, £8. Match by Harlan Coben, The Cat in the Hat Comes Back, The Gruffalo's Child, Harry and the Dinosaurs, Have a Happy Birthday, The Crocodile Who Didn't Like Water, and then another 2 Coben books, I Will Find You and Think Twice. So that be those, a bundle of 6. How's time doing here? Bundle of 6 books, what have we got? Oh, nice wee mix. Those Who Are Loved by Victoria Hislop, Sleep by C.L. Taylor, Girl Forgotten, Karen Slaughter, Cross Her Heart by Sarah Pinborough, Waking the Witch, Kelly Armstrong, and The Bay by L.J. Ross. 6 books, £6. Let the Right One In by John Ajvid Lindqvist. I always want to call him Alvid. I don't know why, but it can't be because it's a J and not an L. Ajvid. Anyway, it's a brilliant book, that. That's one of my favourites. Is it the best vampire book I've read? I think it might be. That's sold for £1 anyway. Chess Explorations by Edward Winter, £5. A bundle of 4, which is Bloodline, From the Dead, The Wrong Hands, and The Burning Girl, all by Mr. Mark Billingham. £4 for that lot. And then a Mills and Boon. You know, everything sells. Everything sells one way or another. And that went for, was it Summer Holiday with a Vampire? So, aye, that one's a wee bit different. And it went for £1. Right, next lot. A bundle of 7 items. So we're back to the 13th of July now, which was Sunday. A bundle of 7 books, and they sold for a tenner. European Politics by Tim Bale. I Owe You One by Sophie Kinsella. There's what I'm looking at. Whoa, 2 phones, man, crazy. The Unknown Bobby Fischer, another chess book. That's 2 chess books gone. Grown Ups by Marion Keyes. Look Who's Back by Timur Vermes. The Language of Bees by Laurie King. And The Very Hungry Caterpillar. One of those books everybody should own. It says that in the cover anyway, so, you know, who are we to disagree? I'm not sure what the audio's getting like here because the rain is battering down. I'm getting into a kind of very misted up window situation because I'm just sat here in the car with everything locked down because it's so damned wet. Is what it is. A bundle of 4 more kids books, I think, which means £4. The Stinky Sprouts, Mum, the Monster. Not Mum's a Monster, but Mum, the Monster, as if they're shouting for help. The Story Thief and The Hackney Martian. £4 for 4 kids books. The Secret Dream World of a Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. I heard she was ill. I don't know if she's still ill or what, but anyway, that sold for £1. And then another bundle, 9 books this time. And we got Out of Nowhere, Biff, Chip and Kipper, The Spaceship, Elmer and the Lost Teddy. Did You Do This, Pooh? Some disgusting things. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears. There's a particular copy of that which hopefully you'll be able to see, and it just keeps selling. Every time I get it, it sells, which surprised me because it's the kind of thing that I would have had sitting for ages thinking, I can't be bothered listening to it because it probably won't sell. Rapunzel, Cinderella, Pinocchio, and The Emperor's Egg. Everyone's a bit drunk and shaky. Yeah, bundle of 9 books, £9. Double Your Business by Lee Duncan, paperback, £1. Just try to mix it up a wee bit there, you'll make it a bit more interesting instead of just sitting looking at my face and hopefully pictures of books sat up in the corner there. 3 books for £3. What were they? We've got Private Moscow, Private Princess, and 15th Affair. All by Mr. Jimmy P himself. Hope I remember to cut out all these coughs and snuffles that I make as I do this. Lawrence St. John Omnibus, 2 books in that. Well, 2 titles in that 1 book. You know what an omnibus is. I don't need to explain that to you. £1.25. Lover Unleashed by J.R. Ward. I think it's a vampire sex book. Vampire sex books seem to do quite well. That's sold for £1.50. a pre-made bundle, which I don't do very often in Vinted. I really don't. Sold for £5, and it was 6 Young Sherlock books. So a bundle by Andrew Lane. When I have a chunk of them that are in a nice wee easy set like that and they're under 2 kilos, sometimes I just put them up as a bundle. It's quicker and easier, and they might sell. In this case they did. A bundle of 6 books, which includes a book by James Swallow called Rogue, and it's a hardcover. Past Caring by Robert Goddard. License Renewed by John Gardner. That's like a James Bond book from the 80s, I think. Another James Swallow, Exile this time. Nucleus and Ghost. Nucleus by Rory Clements, and Ghost is yet another James Swallow book. A wee paperback. So 6 books for £6. The Guernsey Girls Go to War. I think they were occupied. By Mary Woods, £1. A bundle of 29 books, and I'll run through the titles and then you can guess what they sold for. So as I'm going through, make sure go in, leave a comment guessing what this bundle of 29 books sold for. Rhinocorn Rules. There's a Triceratops in the Treehouse. Ocean's End colouring book. Ted's Big Adventure. The Magic Balloon. The House of Wee Mirren Mouse. Mighty Woman of Science. You and Me Always. Wallace and the Fireworks. The Whale's Song. Little Rex and the Big Roar. That's Not Funny. How the Whale Got His Throat. 10 Dogs. Palazzo by Danielle Steele. The Monster Bed. Ruby Flew 2. Sugar Lump and the Unicorn. Jeremy Worried About the Wind. Rosie's Hat, which seems to be blowing away in the wind. So, you know, there's thematic devices at work here. The Wonky Donkey. Who's Afraid of the Dark. Colours. This Is Dog. Oh, and then we've got some more Danielle Steele in this order. The Duchess, 9 Lives, The Good Fight, Beauchamp Hall, all by Danielle Steele. And finally, another Julia Donaldson at the end, Tyrannosaurus Drip. So, 29 books. Come on, into the comments, pause the video, pause it, go on, pause it. Did I fool you? No, I didn't think I did. 29 books, what did they sell for? If you put your comments in, let's see if you were right. They sold for £30. Yeah, you were all guessing 29 quid, weren't you? I caught you there. Yeah, £30. And Vinted has just jumped back to the start, so I need to scroll all the way down to find where I was on those orders. 29 items, that was the one there. Right, so next, or previously, because I'm going backwards in time here, it's like time travelling, man, this is insane. Bart Simpson, Treehouse of Horror, £1. A bundle of 7, which includes, well, it doesn't include, this is the complete list. Inkheart, Inkspell, Cornelia Funk, both of those. The Girl on the Train, Deluxe Edition. It's quite a nice book actually, Paula Hawkins. A wee old copy of Great Expectations by Mr. C. Dickens. House of Gucci by Sarah Gay Forden. The 12 Unicorns of Christmas, yet another kids book because they don't sell. And Yellowface, the hardcover by Rebecca F. Kwang, or RF as she seems to call herself on every other book she be written. So yeah, that hardcover of Yellowface, I swithered what to do with that because it's a nice book, but I sold it. There you go, that's what happens. The 7 of them sold for £13.50, so a couple of nicer resales in amongst that, and that's what they went for. Bundle of 3, which are The Island of the Day Before by Umberto Eco, The Whalebone Theatre by Joanna Quinn, and The Crystal World by Gigi Ballard. £3.75. A 10 book bundle, get another pre-made bundle. A set of 10 Angelina Ballerina books. Put them up like that, they sell fast, £8. I'm going to take that all day. Doll's House Makeovers, so how to make over your doll's house, I'm assuming. £2. A bundle of 12, That'll be another 12 kids books. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Boo! Ninja Nan, the biggest story. Jeremy worried about the wind again. If I keep doing this, you'll see some of these titles repeating quite often. The Knight Who Said No. I Love Christmas. Where Has All the Cake Gone? Wasn't me. Penelope Snoop, Ace Detective. The Littlest Jack. The Station Mouse. Mouse's First Night at Moonlight School. Wanted. Ralphie Rabbit. Book Burglar. And The Perfect Fit. So, a nice wee bundle. 12 books. 12 quid. I know it's going through these that there's a lot that show up as somebody's made an offer and the offer was declined. I very rarely decline an offer. I think what's happened there is they've put an offer in and I've not got back to them in 5 minutes, so they've just gone ahead and bought it at full price. So if somebody's making you an offer, maybe have a breather. Give it 10 minutes before you decide whether or not you're going to accept it, because they might just buy them at full price anyway. It seems to happen quite often. A bundle of 6. I think this is a load of Anna Todd's. Yes, it is. After We Fell, After We Collided, After Ever Happy, all by Anna Todd. And then we've got 2 Sophie Kinsella's, Shopaholic Ties the Knot, and Christmas Shopaholic. So perfect time of year to be selling Christmas books. And that is not me being sarky. I'm selling loads of Christmas books at the moment. Maybe it's just an all the time thing and I'm just noticing it at the moment because it's blatantly not Christmas. A bundle of 8 books. Ooh, got some John Connolly. I like John Connolly. The Wrath of Angels. Sue Grafton's Case for Killer. The Scam. That's Janet Ivanovich. An Unholy Alliance. And The Tarnished Chalice, both by Susanna Gregory. The Viking Omnibus by Tim Severin, so that's his Viking trilogy, all in one book, obviously. The Reaper by Peter Livesey and The Armada Boy by Kate Ellis. And the 8 of them sold for £9.25. The Diary of a CEO by Stephen Bartlett, £2 for the hardcover of that. 5 old Star Wars paperbacks, £8. The Secret Hours by Mick Herron, £1.25. More Danielle Steele, Turning Point this time. That was a paperback for £1. Improve Your Handwriting. I picked up like a dozen of these a year or so ago and they just kind of trickle out. Improve Your Handwriting, paperback, £1. A bundle of 4. This looks like kids' books again. Let's Go to the Farm. I Need a New Bum. The Worry Tiger and Barry the Fish with Fingers. 4 books, £4. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Another one that seems to sell almost as soon as I get it. £2 for the wee hardcover of that. On eBay and Amazon it sells for like a tenner, so somebody's getting a right old bargain on there. The Children's Book by A.S. Byatt, paperback, £1.25. Going to get rich soon. Steampunk Anthology, paperback, £1.50. I think that's an anthology of steampunk stories. I could be wrong. That's what my guess is going to be. Deadhouse Gates by Stephen Erickson. So this is a first print of the paperback in reasonable condition. That sold for £6. When you're see these popular books, I mean like John Grisham, James Patterson, all these guys will way outsell Stephen Erickson, I mean, by a ridiculous amount. But when you pick up something like a Stephen Erickson, other popular fantasy sci-fi authors, always check the copyright page, see what edition, what print it was, because if it's an early print or first print, especially for a lot of these books, you can get an extra few quid for them. So for that type of book especially, it's always worth taking a look. Sunset Song by Lewis Grassick Gibbon, £1. Left You Dead by Peter James, £1. A bundle of 9. So I put up some Terry Pratchett's the other day. Quite a few of them have sold. In this bundle, before we get to the Pratchetts, there's other books in the bundle. The English Assassin by Michael Moorcock, Destiny's Road by Larry Niven, Dylan on Dylan by Dylan, Bob, that is. Then we've got the Pratchetts, so The Long Earth, Nation, Pyramids, The Colour of Magic, Feet of Clay, and Small Gods. Oh, the rain is easing off at last. I'm hoping it eases off when I've got to get out and unplug and do all of those wonderful things. So that bundle of 9 books went for £13. Rudolf Hess and Spandau by Eugene Bird. That was an old paperback, £1.50. Toto, the Ninja Cat and the Legend of the Wild Cat by Dermot O'Leary. See all these celebs that are writing books? Great, because people want to buy them. £1. Dancing the Charleston, Jacqueline Wilson, big hardcover book there. £1. Kate Atkinson's Case Histories. £1. Ian Rankin's A Song for the Dark Times. £1. Calvin and Hobbes' Scientific Progress Goes Boink. £1. Arnie the Donut. £1. Spell Singer by Alan Dean Foster. £1 and 50 pence. An Almost Perfect Summer by Jill Mansell. That went for £1. Rick and Morty Volume 1. £1.50. And a wee bundle of 5. What's in this bundle of 5? Ooh, it was Disney's Small World Library. A wee bundle of those. The Castle Ghost, Great Britain. Goofy and the Gondola, Italy. A Very Special New Year, India. Junior Woodchuck Jamboree, USA. The Magic of Music, Spain. So, I picked up a stack of them. Wasn't sure how to bundle them, so just put them up individually and let people make their own bundles. It's the easiest thing to do. 5 of them sold for £5. The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield, £1. The Roman Mysteries. This seems to happen not often, but often enough that it makes me go, what are people doing? People buy in 3 individual books, but buy them all separately, so they're paying postage 3 times. Bunches of books, but across 2 orders, so they're paying postage twice. And I can't put them all in one package, because then Vinted will never acknowledge that they've been sent and delivered, and I'll have to refund them, so they have to go out as separate packages. Anyway, in this case, we've got The Roman Mysteries by Caroline Lawrence, The Scribes from Alexandria, The Sirens of Soruntum, The Beggar of Volubilis, and The Slave Girl from Jerusalem. I'm glad I was able to say at least one of those names. They went for £4, and then the same buyer bought another 2 from the same series in a separate order. The Assassins of Rome and The Thieves of Ostia. There. Yeah, that's... I don't know why people do that, but I think if they cancel orders, they can get negative feedback, and then you've got to mess about with stuff, and I don't know. A bundle of 4. We're coming to the end of what I'm going to do here, because I'm running out of time. Keep Smiling Through, My Favourite Mistake by Marion Keyes. Under a Wartime Sky by Liz Trenow. Right Place, Right Time by Ali McNamara. £4.25 for 4 little books. Then we've got The Lewis Man by Peter May, which is shown twice, but I'm assuming it's the same order and it's just duplicated on the vintage screen. Sold for £1. A bundle of 4. No Middle Name, Make Me, Personal, and 61 Hours. Who's the author? Pause and leave it in the comments. Yay, get me loads of comments. If you get loads of comments, YouTube push your video much further. So instead of it like giving 3,000 people the opportunity to see this video over the next month, it might be 10,000 people, which means a lot more people are likely to watch it, which means even more people can leave comments, and snowball effect. So when people are going on about, oh, like, subscribe, leave a comment, you know, it costs you nothing, but it means a great deal to the channel. That's why the more interaction with the video, the more people engage with the video, the further YouTube push it. Why? If people are just watching a video and paying it no heed, you know, got it on in the background, whatever it is, not engaging with it at all, then the advertisers don't want to spend as much advertising on that video or that type of video. So when YouTube can say to them, ah, but look at all the engagement this video gets, then the advertisers are much more willing to spend a lot more money being on those videos with a high engagement. So a video that gets lots of subscribers, lots of likes, lots of comments, YouTube push it so much further because they can get an awful lot more ad revenue from it. Anyway, those books were all by Lee Child, and they sold for £3.60. And where are we up to? Right, we're just about out of time here. So that's taking us back to the 9th. Back to the 9th of July. That's a bit of the 9th of July anyway. That may have been the very first or the very last order on the 9th of July. I don't know. I'm not going to check, but that's where we are anyway. So, again, I hope this has been of interest. I hope that the audio is okay, especially with the rain battering down in the car round about me. This is something I will have to do fairly regularly. Charging up the old motor car, the horseless carriage, electrically powered horseless carriage. Man, who'd have thunk it all those years ago? So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please do like, subscribe, leave a comment, do all of these things, because it would be great if these videos can just get pushed a wee bit further on the algorithm and, you know, help me grow the channel, do more videos all the time. This Friday, not exactly sure when I'll put this out. I've got a video already scheduled for tomorrow, which is Wednesday, today being Tuesday. If I can get home and get this edited this evening, I'll maybe just chuck it out there and then, because this is just a wee extra. On Friday, I am going to Wigtown in Dumfries and Galloway, which is the book capital of Scotland, and I'm going to spend as much money as I can on unusual, collectible, strange, rare books. If you've got any suggestions what that might be, again, let me know. Leave it in the comments for this. I've got something on the whole posts thing as well. You can go and leave a wee note on there, and then I get to share that with you. And the more people watch these videos, the more adventures like that I can actually afford to do, to provide content and keep myself amused on these rainy summer days. Anyway, thanks again. I'll see you all soon. Bye.